What is up, everyone? Today, we're doing something a little bit different on the channel. I have always been a big fan of training your mind just as often as you train your body. And over the past couple years, I've been not following that as often as I should. So, today we're getting back started. I've actually already gotten started on it. One of my friends over with the Mulligan brothers sent me this great quote talking about how difficulty is the price we pay for strength. So, in today's session, every rep, every set, every exercise, we're going to be finding ways to make it as difficult as possible because we want to be stronger, we want to be bigger, and that's how we do it. I know a lot of people out there, they want to live that hero story, but they don't want to go through the hero's journey. And I know a lot of people out there saying, bro, I'm not a hero. I'm just a bodybuilder. I'm not a hero. Maybe I'm just working at a school, at an office, in a hospital. I'm not saving lives or doing anything crazy. But think of it like this, right? Maybe use a different word. Maybe think of it as you're the main character of your story. You're not a side character. And as that main character, you're going to have to go through those hard things to get to that next level. If you watch anime, you watch superheroes, you read comics, anything like that, any main character is going to go through trials and tribulations so they can level up to become that person they need to be to reach that goal they want to reach in life. So, today, we're not only going to be praying for difficult times, we're going to be making difficult times in the gym. So, this week, find a difficulty in life, face it, defeat it, grow, and yeah, let's get it going. Easy, easy. See, a little pro tip when it comes to rest periods, whether they're talking about 60, 90, 2 minutes, 3 minutes, they're talking about rest periods during your working sets and that rest period before your first working set. So if you're trying to save on time, you can run these back to back or just give yourself enough time to really breathe and take a second. But yeah, normally I just kind of go when I feel ready. And during that last one, that's when we do the 3 minutes. Whew. Felt good. All right, guys. So today it is leg day with a bit of shoulders. Been doing an upper lower split for the past 3 weeks, and I am today officially the heaviest I've ever been in my life. Uh, 3 years ago, I was at 205 for a little bit. The past 2 years, I never really got to 200. Um, Today, I am 206. So, a round of applause. We're breaking plateaus today. And surprisingly, I've been able to get to 206 from the start of 187 post hair transplant. Within that time, where full on off seasons, I haven't been able to get to 206. So, the original plan was to switch from an upper lower back to push pull leg variation. But I'm gonna stick to this for a while. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Plus, shout out to the guys Paul Carter and Chris Beardsley. They've been putting out some fantastic research when it comes to um, sets needed during a training period and frequency needed during a training period. And they're pretty heavy advocates of the full body splits, but at a certain level, at an advanced level, the amount of volume you need doesn't work very well for a full body. So this is the next best thing. And yeah, I remember even like in 2018 when I was training with Joe, I was one of the first people talking about biomechanics and things like that in the IFBB ranks. Not everyone knows about it and probably knows just as much as I do about it. But it's cool to kind of find something new that works for me, and then kind of talk about it and bring it to the forefront. Because a lot of times when it comes to like science and stuff like that, people look at Ronnie and say, "Oh, that motherfucker didn't do it." And yeah, as you already know, and as hundreds of people have already told you, as much as you would like it, you are not Ronnie Coleman. Um, so you got to work and try different things, man. It's gonna be harder, but that's how it is in life. Sometimes you got to work just as hard as the next guy. Sometimes you got to work twice as hard as the next guy in order to get the same results. So um, that's what we're doing today. We're working hard, not only physically but mentally to really push the limits. Last time we did 4. This time 4 and 10. Moving on up. Yep. Ooh. Whew. It's heavy. Those are not pretty. All right, guys. So we're still booking. Got this handy dandy training log here. If you guys want to check out my workouts, follow along, you can. It'll be in the description. All right, all right. Placement of these. I know a lot of people are getting more and more prime equipment in the gyms. Shout out to you guys. Placement wise, this changes the strength curve or the resistance curve of the machine. Ideally, you want the resistance curve of the machine to match the strength curve of your body. Now, what is the strength curve of your body? Strength curve is typically you're stronger in the lengthened range, and as you get closer and closer to the top, you get weaker. So that's why we put the weight here. There's an argument for putting it in the middle as well. It's not much of a reason to ever put it at the this bottom peg down here. But yeah, I would ideally put a good amount here if you really want and you like the feel of it. Add some in the middle, but you definitely want that lengthened portion to be kind of overloaded compared to the short end. So to go on top, and yeah, we're about to get into a working set. Oh. Oh, man. There's this strong man. I think his name is Zadrufus. I can't. I don't know. But he trains literally in an abandoned like track, and it's like just no music, no people, no nothing. Like the coolest thing. And he's like a governor, not governor, but like the mayor or something of his town. Yeah, he's older now, but he was one of the best strongman maybe like 5 to 7 years ago. Well, sometimes I got to catch myself because, especially with me getting back into the swing of things and getting stronger, I just want to hop into the heavy shit. But especially with exercises like this, where each time you come in the gym, the setup is going to be slightly different. I'm not going to set up perfectly by the millimeter each and every time. And the warm up sets give me the ability to really fine tune things. And if I skip that process, then when I get to my top set, the shit where the work matters and things are a little bit off, then I'm gonna end up a little bit pissed because I could have been perfect because if I would have took the time, but I didn't, and then like I couldn't really focus completely and fully into the set, and that's something that really, really would bother me, especially with the low volume training where every set, every rep matters. You don't really have time to mess things up when it comes to execution and things. So you really want to pay attention to your warm-up sets, making sure everything is fine-tuned and feels perfect before you hop into the work. All right, all right. Another warm-up. If you guys are having issues with your adductors, whether they're not growing the way you want them to, or maybe you're just having pain like me where they're already huge, but certain exercises hurt, like this one in particular. I didn't used to do this too often in my programming, and every time I would throw it in, my adductors would be very, very painful. And that's because they weren't used to very much stimulus. The rest of my quad was, but the adductors weren't. But I've been doing these again for a couple of weeks now. That pain is gone, and my hips feel a lot better as well. So give it some time, keep these in, and especially if you're trying to grow them, in addition to your abductor work, have a single leg press or squat in the movement where you can really get some extra stimulus into that muscle. It can be Bulgarians, or it could be one-legged leg presses. Either one will do, but I guarantee you get some really good quad growth from some unilateral work thrown into the mix. Let's go. Yep. Come on. That felt pretty good. Nice. Come on. Focus. Yep. Done there. Gonna move on to some leg press. We'll see how we feel. We've been doing 1 set per exercise lately. We might end up doing 2 over here, but we'll see based on how I feel. I could push it a lot if I wanted to, but we got to be recovered for the next leg day in 72 hours. So you always got to keep that in mind too. What can you recover from, given the frequency you're doing? So if you want to hop into an upper to lower split, start with probably 1 set, and then increase it by 1 to 2 sets per session to see how you feel, and just based on your recovery. Where's the spot? There we go. Whew. Find it. Oh. There we go. Found it. Found it. Yeah. Ruff. 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 Whew. That felt great. So if you guys have been following me on Instagram, or maybe you've seen this on some older videos, the crazy quad shaking, especially on like leg extensions. I finally got with someone to kind of break down what that was and to find a way to fix that. The awesome Jordan Shallows with Prescript. His Instagram is the Muscle Doc. So a couple things we've done, I'll probably show you in another video. But one key thing on this exercise is how you apply pressure in your foot. A lot of times when we're looking at this exercise, people want to press specifically into the balls of their foot. And for a lot of us, particularly myself, if I do that, I actually lose a bit of ability to contract properly in this quad. And as you can see with all the shaking. For me personally, I have to make sure my foot is pressing completely through the pad, heel, ball, all sides of my foot, pressing evenly into the pad. And that helps me quite a bit to completely contract this quad and have full control over it. So if you're having issues, definitely try that. A lot of times you guys will see me have my foot a lot lower on this platform. And while it's true that the more knee flexion you have, the more you're able to bias your quads. If you can't properly contract those quads and it doesn't feel good, then the ideal way to do it is whatever position feels the best, whatever position you have full control of your muscles, whatever position you can push the most weight. So this is where I typically have it now, where I can keep my heels on the pad fully. And it's been feeling great. Maybe 190 for the working set today. Oh. Whew. That was too many. 13. All right. We did 190 for 12 and a half reps. Next week we'll probably do 210. We'll probably end up with like 10 because hopefully I'll be a little bit stronger. Oh, so yeah, we'll do one more here, probably with the same weight. If we did 12, we'll probably get around 8 to 10 on this next one. And yeah, that'll be it. Whew. All right, guys, pretty good session. Pretty happy with it. Like I said, I still don't feel like I'm quite at 100%, but like I'm getting there. I feel like I'm in the 90s now in terms of training. intensity and like how everything feels when I'm training, and it's a blessing. Again, throughout this week, if you guys are watching this video, I want you to focus in on finding that pain in the muscles, not in the joints, but finding that pain and embracing it and pushing through it. That's the goal for this week. In terms of what we did today, we did mostly one set on everything. We did 2 sets on the lying hamstring curl, but pretty much 1 set on everything else besides that. And this here, if you want to try the upper lower split, knowing that not everyone understands training like I do, has been doing it. It's Mr. Lee Labrada, the legend. Understands training the way I do. I do suggest you do a little bit more volume and gauge your recovery. What I will say as well is if you're doing like 4 sets per exercise, you're probably not training hard enough if you're able to train that muscle again in 72 hours with that same amount of volume. So I would suggest training harder, focusing in more on the muscles, and trying to get more out of each and every set, more out of each and every rep, right? And if you got any questions, let me know in the comment section. If you guys are wanting to follow the workout more closely, send me any videos. I have a training group, Vintage Iron. Completely forgot Wesley uses the name Vintage, but all good. He doesn't own it. Join my training group. If you guys are looking for posing advice, I have that as well. Me and Chris Barnett are running posing retainers. Once a week, you guys send us posing videos, the same things you send your coach. And through WhatsApp video, we send you critiques on that. That's basically $25 a session. Very, very good thing, especially when you get more and more reps in terms of training. Outside of that, I think that covers it for today. Peace.